Hello everybody and welcome back to the Prince of Persia 2008 walkthrough! It's time for us to head to the Tower of Ormazd, and to make things easier for me I decided to teleport back to the city gate. Just because it makes the journey a little bit quicker. At least from where we were, it just seemed to make more sense to me really. But yeah, this is our penultimate fertile ground that we are gonna have to deal with. At least, penultimate normal fertile ground. Because that sentence that I just did will make sense when we have finally defeated the warrior and have moved on. But I can't really say until then, even though this game has been out for like 6 years now. Might as well keep some sort of mystery for anybody who hasn't ever experienced this game. Which is probably more than I would expect.
I hope this isn't poisonous.
But to be honest, like, I don't really hear Prince of Persia talked of that much. Like, it's not one of the most popular of franchises. Like, people know what it is, but nobody really, you know, has lengthy discussions about it, which is perfectly reasonable. You're more kind of likely to get things said about most other games. Although saying that, kind of, the future of Prince of Persia was brought up again recently, but that was in conjunction with Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is a game that people are much more invested in finding out the future of. Because, you know, that only had one game and people quite liked it, and it's kind of become a cult classic. And whereas Prince of Persia has had a reasonably long run.
That's fine. Keep saying things like that and then you can make enemies of two gods.
It's always a good idea to do that. Just piss everybody off. It's just an excellent plan, really, especially for a character as sarcastic as the Prince. Now, this is the Breath of Ormazd moment, which is you've got to be really ridiculously quick on. Basically, as soon as you do it, you've got to hold right immediately. Otherwise, you are not going to make it into this room.
I don't think this tower is too stable.
Now, we've had two relatively standard towers, and this one's really different.
Push him into the pillar.
So, instead of pushing the warrior off a cliff, or pushing him off the towers, now we've got to push him into these corners. And this is definitely a lot more difficult to pull off than anything else that you're going to have to do, because you've got to really, really heavily trick him to get him so that his back is to the pillar. And then you need to do this 4 times. And that's quite a lot of stuff to do.
This is Ormazd's tower. Ahriman does not rule here.
Like, the other in fights with the warrior are nowhere near as difficult as this one. And really, if there's any of the fights that's going to take you a long amount of time, it's this one. Partly because you've got to wait for him to kind of follow you all the way over. And it's just a pain. Now, I don't think I've mentioned it so far, but the thing to get the warrior special, the achievement for the special thing to do whilst fighting the warrior, is avoid his attacks 20 times in a single battle. what I think it means by that is doing like the rolls out of the way of his attacks. Let's just say that is easier said than done. I mean, this fight right here is probably your best option for getting that achievement. Because, I mean, you physically can't kill him without pushing him into the pillars. Whereas if you were fighting him anywhere else, then there'd be the possibility that you'd accidentally throw him off the edge. But I'm not going for that achievement because I cannot be bothered to sit around and just wait for him to attack me and try and dodge out the way multiple times. It's quite the effort. So once you have knocked him into all of the pillars, he will sink into the floor, and that's nice.
People like me this shape. Girls like me this shape.
How many gods have you made angry?
Let's just get out of here.
Probably a ridiculous amount, to be honest. But now it is time for us to get the hell to the fertile ground.
We can get out of that balcony.
Because otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. And really, this is arguably one of the most exciting fertile grounds to get to
the fertile ground
after everything we've done, really. Because the tower is collapsing, and it's going to lead to some rather dramatic platforming, which is some of the most epic that we are going to face. And considering how samey a lot of the earlier fertile grounds were, having this here is just really awesome.
Well, who needs stairs anyway?
And very, very interestingly enough, this is one of the only unique areas in the entire game.
That's it, keep praying.
Basically, this kind of bit that you're climbing right now, you are never going to get to see this again because it's all collapsing. Which just is insane. I should also point out that there's something that I am not doing, which I should be doing, but which isn't really shown off that you can do it. And basically, when you are on the vines, you can kind of press A to jump along them and move faster, and that's basically how you're meant to get through things really, really quickly. However, the game never tells you that you can do this, and to be honest, I would always be a little bit nervous about doing it because I would not want to jump off and ruin what is a very long run. But we've made it to the fertile ground, and oh dear. And so we need to slide down the collapsing pillar. It's just pretty awesome in general. And this is essentially why you are not getting back up, because the entire outside of the tower has collapsed apart from the walls that we are currently running on. So there aren't any lightsies up there, so you will never see it again. It's bizarre that it is such a unique area, really. And thankfully the fertile ground is in place, and safe and sound, hopefully. I mean, other than a few cracks, it seems pretty safe and pretty sound, so that's good.
Shall we get out of here before Ormazd drops his own tower on us?
Of all the people for Ormazd to send, why did he send you?
Me? I wasn't sent by anyone, Princess.
Oh, you just lost your way in the desert? You just lost your donkey? You just arrived here?
If Ormazd really wanted to help, he'd have sent 1,000 people. He'd have sent an army.
Sometimes all it takes is the right person.
Okay, you keep thinking it's your god. I'll keep thinking it's really bad luck.
And to be honest, it's kind of a mixture of both if you think about it. Because it's very true that the right person in the right place at the right time can do miracles. It's very difficult to get that to happen. And commonly, it's very easy for things to be bad luck. The world likes to screw with people quite dramatically. And once again, this is another instance of me just really loving the general life philosophy that this game has. It just works in my head, really. And having the two differing perspectives on things really does just help to kind of fill it out. Make it more believable and trustworthy. Now, slightly irritatingly, there are four light seeds which are all hidden just over the edge of this banister. Well, railing, essentially. Although even that's not right because it's stone. I don't know anymore. My brain is absolutely fried. But you've got to kind of climb up onto it to get the light seed. You have to go around the entire thing to find it, and it just feels a little bit like a time waster. But, oh well. They don't really do it on any of the other towers, so I guess I can't blame them too much. You've got to try and be unique in how you place your light seeds. Otherwise people are just going to think, hey, you copy-pasted that from the other tower, that's just really lazy. And, right, that was an interesting jump. Not quite sure what happened there, I think it just jumped a little too low and that ended badly for me. Now right here you annoyingly have two options as to where you go. I believe the path to the right takes you, yeah, it takes you over here and straight down, which is where you're going to get a light seed. And then it means we have to climb all the way back up to get the next one. Because even though you can't go all the way back up to the top of the tower, you can still go up a little way, and that is where at least one light seed is waiting for you, I think. Or not, you can get to here and that is it. Slightly funny thing is, when you're looking at that kind of marking on the wall, it's not actually attached to the wall from what I can see. It kind of...
Hang on.
It's kind of like a surface that is separate to the wall itself, which is rather bemusing. And I think that pretty much every other instance where that kind of the scratchy, marky stuff is, that is more just what you can move on, and the wall doesn't count as a thing, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I mean, it kind of doesn't, but I'm sure you can just about grasp what I mean.
Here's one.
But we are very, 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 very close to hitting 900 light seeds. And I'm pretty sure that by the end of this area, we will have either breached the 900 barrier, or we will at least be ridiculously close to it. I mean, I'm pretty certain that we are going to have breached it, because there's only... oh gosh, like maybe I'm gonna be probably close slash I don't know anymore. There's like 70-ish light seeds remaining in terms of areas we haven't covered yet, because there's 45 in the City of Light, and then we get 25 for beating the warrior, and that's about 70, and then in total, around all the places that we have missed light seeds, it's probably around there.
That's another one.
But, as I was saying when we did the Queen's Tower, the cutscene that happened after we exited towards the City of Light, I'm pretty sure that it can happen if you leave in the same direction from the Tower of Ormazd. I kind of wish that it had happened when we exited from the Tower of Ormazd, because it would have made more sense. But, oh well, can't be helped. And the slightly irritating thing about this area is that you do have to go quite a ways back in order to have any chance of getting the other light seeds, because they're all on this top... well, a lot of them are on this top path. Including two, which I seem to recall gave me a little bit of trouble. And I can just about see them there, yes. Oh dear, those light seeds. So, when we have finally jumped down to them. So, these little blighters, you can get that one quite nice and easy, but the one above it is a pain in the butt. Essentially, you've got to leap right from the edge of the platform and do Elika's magic thing kind of very late to stand a chance of getting high enough to be able to climb up to it. I had such a pain getting that, it was just ridiculous. I have no idea why it took me so long to get it. I think part of it is that the jump thing can sometimes be a little buggy. But then also I think my timing was just relatively poor. And, oh, I think we're just going to be just shy of 900 by the time we are done here. Which is a shame, but we will be over and above it soon enough.
Still smiles upon us.
He couldn't lend more of a hand, could he?
And when we get to the end of the warrior, we'll be able to get all the way up to 1,000 light seeds, which will mean that we will have basically completed the game, and it will just be time to face down Ahriman, and that's it. So, yeah, I was wrong. We are 4 short of 900, which sucks. I would have liked to have been at 900 right now. But, oh well. It is time for us to head on into our final fertile ground. Elika was really upset and angry,
Causes are all about other
and
people's dreams.
it's time for us to finally take back the City of Light.
Girl, you know,
So, get ready for a climactic battle with the warrior coming very, very
I
soon.
hadn't heard of this place.
Secret has been guarded well.